It's been a long time. How have you been?
Well, I've finished Portal 2 now, and I don't want to spoil anything for you because you're about halfway through that. Is that right?
Yeah, I was rudely shocked to find out that I'm only halfway. I thought I was pretty close to the end. Only halfway, turns out.
No, but you played a lot of co-op as well. Is that right?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll get to that in a sec. But yeah, I mean, how are you finding the single player at the moment? What's your impression of how that's played out for you?
Aggravatingly enjoyable.
Yeah.
Just the way that it teases my brain. And for a game where there's no actual bullet shooting, yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Well, those who haven't ever touched Portal 1, what the fuck? But yeah, it's basically about it. You play as a character. I'm pretty sure the name is Shell. Is that right, or is it Chell? Because some people have said Chell. Is that right, or what?
I think it's Chell. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Like CH.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, you play as Chell, who's sort of stuck in this sort of scientific laboratory, and you're a test subject. Your goal is to basically solve these puzzles in testing chambers using a gun that allows you to open up essentially portals on particular surfaces in one spot, and then come out of another area. And there's blocks that you use to sort of manipulate things in the environment to solve these puzzles. Now, you did that a lot in Portal 1. That was pretty much the entire game, right up until the end. And then it sort of steered off into another area. In Portal 2, it really... I don't want to say it fucks with your mind, but it kind of does, because you start off back in the chamber, back in a sort of resting area, I guess. And then you're basically taken on a ride. You do feel like you're going to fall back into this routine of going through those testing chambers again, and then you're suddenly not taken. That it's just the game just sort of it does just fuck with you a bit in that, thinking that once you start getting comfortable in the environment that you're in, it takes you out of that environment and then puts you in a completely different area, and you're constantly on the edge of your seat, just wondering, it tries to sort of make you more reactive rather than sort of think about things, and that's I think that's what's the really cool thing about this game. And you're at a part now where it's hard to talk about it without spoiling anything, but you're at a part now that it's going to do that again to you. It's going to put you in a situation
I think all the spoilable bits have actually been spoiled for me, because I was talking to a couple, actually, a friend of mine and his girlfriend, who have played through it, and they just decided to tell me all the major plot points. And then asked me if I'd played the game. I said no, but I just bought it.
After they've told you all the major plot points, Usually it goes in the other way around.
Nice.
Yeah. It's an awesome game. The story is so well told, and it's a game that you wouldn't expect to have really a deep story, but it really does, and it's really well done. I think it's because of the way. I think it is purely because of the voice acting. That sells this game, and you've got Stephen Merchant, and you've also got J.K. Simmons, which you haven't had an experience with yet, but those two voices, plus of course Gladys, whoever plays her, but it's the banter, the way, because you're basically mute in these games.
Yeah, it's all one way. It's all coming straight at you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's they're talking to you, and that's what makes this game so awesome. Is that you're just the way you interact with this game, and it's all it's basically it is a first person game, and you're right there, and it's the way it's done is just so well done. Right up to the end. The ending is really good and definitely worth playing right to the end. It's not a very long game. I would probably say it's probably an average size game, and probably I'd say about 8 to 10 hours maybe.
Yeah. But it does sort of shrink and expand, just depending on how long it takes you to actually get certain puzzles, because they're really deceptively simple. Once you actually do it, you're trying all these 7 or 8 different ways of solving the puzzle, and then you kind of something clicks and it falls into place, and then you just sort of sit there and you're amazed at how devilishly simple it is, and how long it actually took you to figure it out. So,
and that could be also said with some of the environment puzzles when you're actually not in a testing chamber, but you are in a environment where you're trying to escape, but you're using the portal gun to escape. That's also part of it as well, in that you feel like you don't know how to get out of where you are, but it is sort of, again, it's kind of simple if you just actually look around, and that you need to check every single corner, because and you do need to use a lot of the environment to sort of get to where you need to be. So it's really well done in that the level design. This game wouldn't work if the level was designed badly as well. So that's another
there's
element.
just a few things out of place, and the fact that it's it bases the whole gameplay around environment and physics. That's another interesting and really enjoyable part of it.
Because if it wasn't that, then if it wasn't enjoyable to play those puzzles and that, then you're kind of stuck with nothing.
It'd just be infuriating.
You got some great characters, but nothing else. You got nothing else. But both those elements come together to make it a really enjoyable experience in that. So I definitely want to go back and play through it again, because I had a lot of fun the first time around. But it's I don't know if you can say the same thing yet, because you haven't
gone through the whole thing.
But let's talk about the multiplayer then. So
okay.
I haven't touched it yet, so what's your impressions on the multiplayer, on the co-op?
It's quite fun. It's basically exactly what you're thinking it would be. You don't get 2 humans, there's 2 robots that are being tested. You take control of one, your player 2 or co-op online takes control of number 2, and you get the one's orange, one's blue. You get 1 portal each, not a 2-way portal. So you're always constantly dependent on where the other person has opened their portal. So you can come out, do something in one room, they can go back through, do something in the room that they're in, and then you all, you both finish together. It's, again, there's some, like the first few test chambers are, pretty simple, but then once you get past that, it's really deceptively sort of put together, and it's really sort of teamwork based, simply because you don't have the freedom of opening 2 portals. You have to really work together and communicate and get the layout of the land and see what's happening. So that makes it a lot more enjoyable. The fact that you can, if you're like me, you like to hamper the whole teamwork thing. So that makes it enjoyable to infuriate your co-player. But the other thing that really makes it enjoyable is GLaDOS is basically the 3rd player. Always constantly there, constantly mocking, and also feeding off your actions. Basically, she's really sort of always there, sort of making snide little comments, showing favoritism towards one of the players, and really berating the other one, no matter how the game's actually going. So that it really sort of again expands the whole feeling of the game, just so that you're not alone this time, but you're still kind of you're not feeling really at home. It's you're very immersed in the game, and it's again ridiculously fun, which is one thing that I think either single player or multiplayer can really boast with the Portal games.
Is it it's a separate campaign as well, isn't it? It's like it's got its own story sort of with it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So it's
it's self-contained.
Yeah, is it something that you think that should be played, it should be experienced as well, or?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Just for the way that it changes it around, like the way that you actually, like I said, you'd never get, or as far as I can tell, as far as I've played, you never get the sort of both portals. You're only ever in control of one end of the portal. So that again, that changes around the whole sort of makeup of the game.
Yeah, well, I mean, it sounds like just you do get a lot of value for this game, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, do you have any other comments to make about the game, or?
No, I think everything that needs to be said has been said. It's like definitely one of the cleverest games in like design and in writing as well. But yeah, super enjoyable.
Yeah, they're definitely highly recommended, as we said last week. But now that I finished it, yeah, I can't recommend it enough. It's probably one of my favourite games this year. So I'm sure we'll be talking about it on their Game of the Year show. So
yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.